Hey y'all, it's Tammy with Color Valley Cooks, and today I'm going to show you how to cut up cabbage and put it in a wok or skillet and fry it up with some bouillon and butter and make the most delicious cabbage you've ever tasted. Here it is, the final product. I want you to see how beautiful it is, how pretty the broth is down in the bottom. I'm going to serve this up today with creamed potatoes and black-eyed peas as part of our New Year's meal. And my favorite green for New Year's meal is collard greens. Turnip greens are my least favorite, and then some of you make cabbage. Today, instead of just stewing my cabbage in water, which takes a lot of the flavor out of the cabbage, I am going to fry it in a skillet in a wok. And I'm not going to fry it hard, I'm just going to cook it up and you're going to see how it looks. Now, I do not like to put bacon in anything except breakfast, and there's one other thing I put bacon in. Baked beans, and that's it. I hate bacon. And turnip greens, collard greens, any kind of green. Please don't use bacon. Just trust me. Use either some ham that you had left over or use some bouillon. If you use bouillon, you can make your what they call pot liquor taste just as good. Anyway, there's nothing wrong with ham. I like the taste of ham and stuff, but I just don't like the bacon flavor. A lot of y'all think that the best greens that you've ever had, you think you've got to put bacon in there to make it give it that good flavor, and you don't. You just need to try it my way and see what you think about it, okay? And let me know how you liked it. Today I've got a wok. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Now my new oven actually has a wok grate, which is really nice. So we're going to turn this on and let it get a little bit hot, and then I'm going to add some oil. Now my favorite thing to use in cabbage is not oil, it's butter. Mama always used it even when she stewed it. So we are butter people when it comes to cabbage, not oil. And sure not bacon grease like I said. Okay? So I'm going to chop this up and have it sitting here ready to go in our pot. Now listen, if some of your leaves are dark or got black pieces on them, take them off and don't put them in your don't cook them up. It's okay that it's got a little bit on it, but take your old outside pieces off. This is very simple. It's going to be real easy to make. Anybody can do it. You don't have to have a wok. If you don't have a wok, use a large skillet, okay? Now, I'm going to grab some butter. Actually, today I've got margarine. Alright, our wok is good and hot. I'm actually using margarine instead of butter. That way it won't burn as easy. I like Land O'Lakes. It's not full of water like a lot of the margarines are. We're going to let this melt in the bottom real quick. Got our wok. It's already starting to turn brown. Let's throw this in. Now we're going to throw in our cabbage. Okay, I've got my cabbage in there. I'm going to use a chicken bouillon. For you vegetarians, you can use a vegetable Knorr bouillon. Knorr is my favorite bouillon. I'll show you the package in just a minute, but I got to get this stuff going. Alright, I'm going to add a cup of water to it. It'll burn off pretty quick, a cup will. But we do want to use a cup of water to begin with. Now I'm just going to start tossing it. It's almost like we're steaming it with a little bit of water instead of using a whole lot of water. and have it drenched in water like you would if you had it boiling in a pot. And this makes it really good. You can make this in a big boiler like this one. Show them this. You can make this in a big boiler if you need to. If you don't have a wok, that's fine. You do the same thing in a large skillet or a big boiler. But it has to be really large. Now that bouillon's going to put just a little bit of salt in it, so I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit of salt, maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. I love pepper in my cabbage, so let's go ahead and pepper it with about a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. And you're just going to keep this on high, and you're going to toss it. Now, when you're doing your cabbage, collards, or turnip greens, you can use bouillon as an alternate and not have to use meat. It will taste very delicious. Trust me. Let me show you my bouillon that I like to use. My favorite bouillon is Knorr. I like it because it comes in large pieces that are soft, and you can bust them up and put them in there and they melt quick, and it's very cheap and reasonable to buy. Way cheaper than a lot of the squeeze ones. And it tastes just as good. There's a vegetable, a chicken, and a beef. The beef has a cow on it. There's the beef, there's the vegetable, and there's the chicken. Your cabbage needs to be tossed, but not continuously when you've got the cup of water still in there good. Just enough to coat the cabbage and make sure you're flipping it enough that all of it gets down in the water and gets softened. Okay? Now, you can walk off and do something else while it's simmering. I want you to look at it because I'm going to do that. I'm going to start doing something else because it's still got plenty of juice down in the bottom. And then once you start to hear it kind of sizzle, just walk over here and stir it every once in a while. And then once you start to hear it sizzle, of course you can't leave it. You got to toss it the whole time. I'm still waiting for it to cook all the way down, but I do want to taste it. Go ahead and taste it. Because we put the bouillon in there and I didn't add a lot of salt because I wanted to taste it first because bouillon is salty. So always make sure you taste your food before you serve it. And we're going to taste this right quick and see if it's salty enough. Now, once all of that water boils off of it, it will have a little bit saltier flavor. So, it's actually perfect. Remember that, y'all. If anything's ever too salty, no matter what you're making, whether it's chili or spaghetti sauce or beans, add a little bit of water to it, and it'll tone down that salt. If it's not salty enough, of course you can add salt, or you can cook it more and let it get more concentrated, and then it becomes a little saltier as well. Alright, our cabbage has started losing a lot of the water. It's still on high. Okay, I really believe this is ready. It has just a little bit of broth in the bottom, which is tasty, so I think it's just delicious. I tasted it, and it's really, really, really good. And it is ready to serve. So that was simple, easy, something you can cook up in just a few minutes. I guess it took us maybe 15 minutes to make this dish, and it's going to be delicious with our cream potatoes and black eyed peas today for my mom. Thanks for watching Collard Valley Cooks, where we cook like our moms did.